I can get this pulled up here real quick. All right. You finally got another pen? About time. 19 pens in this house, and you can't find one that writes.
I got one in my purse.
Got one? About time you got one. All right, so we got two folks in here. I'm going to try to get everything set up real quick here. Hey, there's my ugly face. All right. So here we go.
Hi.
What's going on? Fort Blue Gauge is in the house. Trying to get things set up here. So I'm still using my phone, still using my computer, my new computer I got, so it's working out pretty good. Frank Staines, what's up, buddy? Street Fox, how you doing? All right. Let's see here. All right, guys. So Mike was on a little earlier, and so Mike, his wife was having a rough day today, so he jumped off a little earlier than he wanted to. So I figured I'd jump in here for a few minutes and see how it goes. Hang out with you guys for a little bit on a Tuesday night. Today's Groundhog Day. And from what I understand, the groundhog's seen the shadow, so that means we got, what, 6 more weeks of winter?
Yep.
I'm ready for it to get warm, but I'm tired of this cold stuff. Used to like the cold weather. Not so much a cold weather fan no more. I broke this wrist back when I was about 18 or so, and when it gets cold, I feel it. I know it's gonna get cold and rainy and then when it rains, it's the worst. All right. So let's see if I got. All right. So everybody that I've messaged, let them know I'm in here. All right. And let me see if I can get this link posted up. So maybe I can get some internet here finally. That's gonna be nice. All right. So yeah, Frank Staines, I'm get off here in a little bit. I'm gonna check out that video you got with the fuel pumps and stuff. Yeah, I hear you there, Fort Blue. Yeah, it's definitely an injury thing. You get hurt, and it wasn't too bad when I was a little younger, but now that I'm in my 30s, if it's going to rain, I guess the pressure drop is when you start to feel it. So, all right, who else we got in here? All right. So let's see if I can get it here. Let's see. To layout, comment, post. Here we go. The dog is going crazy in there. So he's got separation anxiety. All right, there we go. What's going on, David? So I tell you what, David is the OG, man. He is one of the main supporters on all of us, on all of our YouTube channels. You know what, David? I just seen that you don't have a wrench. So you know what? Go ahead and make a comment now, David. See if it changes. Yes, sir, Victor. Usually we do our live streams after Ant comes on. So that's usually Sundays, somewhere around 6:30, 7 o'clock on Sundays when we usually do it. So yeah, let's see here. All right, I'm gonna post up this comment, see if I can get it working. So guys, I'm still using my phone, so unfortunately without internet it's hard to do this. And then I'll end up having to buy a camera and some other crap. All right, so there should be a link there. And that should let it post up. All right, cool. There it is. For Blue Gauge, I think it was Frank Staines. He's got said he had a 3-pump set up, which No Fox, you guys know, he's always in our live streams and stuff, and he hooked me up. So I got 2 Walbro 255 fuel pumps he sent me, and they came in the mail today. And so yeah, I'm planning on doing a dual fuel pump setup in my car. One is going to be primary, one's going to be backup. So let's see what happens, right? Fat Boy Fox is in the house. What's going on, buddy? So I don't know if you've been on any of these guys' live streams, Fat Boy, but there's the link above. If you want to jump in, you're welcome to jump in and hang out. The wrench thing, Frank Staines is moderator status. So if somebody comes in and they're not supposed to be here, you can kind of check out the chats, and if they're not supposed to be here or somebody looks like a troll, you can 86 them. All right. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? Okay, so I'm just kind of going back through, make sure I didn't miss anybody's comments. So if you guys have any questions, pop them up there. Yeah, I hear you too, Valve. I was having that issue earlier. I can't type either. My thing is this new keyboard I got, man. It sucks. It lays flat, so you have to hold your arms up like this to type. So I went through dispatcher training. I roughly 8 years or so. No, almost, well, actually be more than that now that I think about it. It's probably gonna be somewhere around 10 or 11 years. I was a tow truck operator, light duty, medium duty, heavy duty trucks. Towed just about everything there was to tow. And yeah, you got to learn how to type. And a good keyboard makes a difference. So who we got here? It's 2 GT. I used to have a wrench at one time. I don't know what happened to it. I thought you had a wrench, 2Valve. What? Well, let's see if I can fix that. Hang on just a second. Let's see. Where's it at? Yep, there we go. Make a comment there, 2Valve. Let's see what happens. You should have a wrench. All right. So I'll post a link up again, just in case anybody wants to jump in here. So the StreamYard app works pretty good. Well, I say it's an app, it's actually an online thing. But I can only have up to 6 people on the panel. And it was telling me the other day that I'm already at my stream limit. And it doesn't seem like I've been streaming that much, but I guess I have. So you only get 20 hours of stream time with this thing. It's probably with my 10 millimeters. Hey, you say that when you lose a 10 millimeter wrench, it usually goes into another dimension. What's bad is when you drop one after you get done putting the intake and stuff back on the car, and then it falls down in the valley, and then you got to pull the intake and everything back off to get to it. Yeah, that's always fun. All right, guys. So who in here? Okay, so who in here works on their own cars? Let's get started off with some car talk. And then how many of you guys are mechanics? Let's go there. Okay, Victor. Look, man. So I'll give you the rundown on it. It is a 82 Fox body. It was originally a GLX, so it came with the inline 6-cylinder 4-speed manual transmission, and it had a 7.5 rear end. Well, it still does have a 7.5 rear end in it. I've got everything to change that out. So what we're doing now is I've switched everything over to be able to run a V8, but I decided when I was going to do a V8 swap, I was like 5.0 was cool. I was thinking about doing the Coyote stuff. And I had an 06 GT laying around out here, so I decided let's pull the guts out of that and put it in the 82 Fox. So put a mod motor, 4.6 liter 3-valve in it. And then, so it's got a 2002 Mustang GT member. We're going to have a 3650 trans, 8.8 rear end. And yeah, so I ordered new fender aprons for it. It's had to fix the front end because we got lied to on it. It said it would never been wrecked, but it had been wrecked in the front passenger corner, and they didn't fix it right. That's about usually how it goes. So we've got a new core support. We've got about everything we need to put it back together, but it's a mess right now, guys. It was really a project I probably shouldn't have took on. It's going to take a lot of work, but it's more of a mission now. So if you guys, Craig, which is my cousin, Craig Reeves, he's in some of the chats and sometimes up on the panel. He's the other half of the channel, and he helps me out a lot with it. But he's who I got the car from. So, Join Vader Gamer, how you doing? I seen you over in Mike's feed there earlier. Doing pretty good tonight, except for it's already cold. It's down to 35 degrees already outside. No Fox, what is up, buddy? Look here, 2-valve. A 3-valve will smoke a 2-valve. Hey, them mod motors are great, really. I mean, the 2-valve, it's a stand-up engine, honestly. It's hard to kill. That's why all the police cars are all the old Crown Vics used to run them. It's hard to kill a Crown Vic. That actually was I've owned about 4 Crown Vics, and I've been looking at maybe possibly getting another one, just because they're reliable. And I've got a 2-valve in my pickup truck. I got an 05 Crew Cab F-150. Sometimes I kind of wish it was a 5.4, but you know. I did not. It's a Ford Blue Gauge. I did not get an alarm from Mustang Mike. Was his on private? No, his was not on private. We were all in there. He didn't stay on very long. As a matter of fact, he was only on there for like an hour 20 minutes, something like that. His wife isn't feeling good today, so he was helping take care of her. So if you didn't get it, all right. So we were talking about this the other night. Sometimes if you don't get your notifications, one of the things I did was I went back to everybody that I subscribed to, unsubscribed, and then resubscribed to them, and then finally started getting my notifications again. So I don't know if it was something to do with YouTube or what. A 6.8 V10 2-valve, yeah, that'd be cool. I seen, was it Revan Evan did the 7.3. 7.3 was cool too. Yes, Victor, the 3-valves do sound awesome. And I've actually, so the cams that I'll be going with are the Bryn Speed Detroit Rocker cams. It's the ones I was looking at. So I like the way they sound. They kind of got a fast lopey idle, and they sound pretty awesome. Plus, they're a good all-around cam. They're good for NA power, and they're good for boosted. And that's kind of the goal of the car, is after we get everything going, make it, more or less reliable, get all the bugs worked out of it. Then we'll start doing some upgrades to it, put the cams on it, And then if it works out, I'd like to put like a root style or top engine mounted supercharger. So it's a Rouse Stage 2, something like that. Don't go too big, but hey, Northern, what's going on? I just seen you snuck in here. Doing okay tonight? So No Fox says my dad has the hot rod cams in his 3-valve, and it sounds amazing. Yeah, the hot rod cams are tough sounding, and they got a choppy lope. They sure do. The thing about the 3-valve cars is they're really sensitive to any kind of modifications. Someone's telling me you change out the intake, go to a cold air intake. You really need a tune for it because it upsets the way they run. Of course, that's any of the new cars now with MAF sensors and O2 sensors and all the crap they got on them now. So, hang on a second. Sorry, guys. Kids being loud. Said here, so 2-valve. I've seen it in a Mustang magazine years ago where they were doing a V10 and a New Edge, but it was never finished. And I want to say I've seen something about that, and that would have been a cool project to see finished up. My 92 Ranger had a Mazda 4-banger with 8-plug. Yeah, I had this is what was mine. I had a Mazda. It was the B4000. It had the 4.0 liter in it, which is they're good engines, but man, do they like to eat timing chains. Mm-hmm. It's okay, No Fox. I'm used to talking about his dad's car. His has the cold air intake, pipes, a violator, exhaust, and those cams, and idle's just as good as his top. Yeah, no tune. And I've seen some stuff like guys saying that some of theirs works good with no tuning and stuff like that. I guess it really just depends on how wild you go with it. So, No Fox, if you want to jump in here, I will post the link up here so you can jump up here if you want. So I have the magazine that they did. Oh, so they did finish the V10 Mustang. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, just hanging out.
So you got your fuel pump?
Man, yeah, I was happy to see that come in.
Yeah, I didn't think it would get there till tomorrow, so that actually got there early.
Yeah, everybody was talking about the about their mills and stuff. The mill and stuff being slow here lately. I was kind of curious how it was going to work out. We've actually had so we got another little town over. They call it Harvest here, and people were complaining about how slow the mail is. They're saying that by the time they pay their bills, or when their bills come in, they pay them, send them back out in the mail. They're getting a late fee. So.
Yeah, I just sent it Saturday, I think, too. So that was Monday and then today.
Oh, well, so yeah, that's pretty quick. That's really quick. Do you guys know Ford actually built a 40-valve V10 Mustang? He meant 4-valve V10? Maybe he meant 4. Well, what am I thinking here? It ran low 10s right out of the gate on street tires. Wow, that's pretty good. Now, what was that? There was a guy that did one, and they did a custom engine, and they took 2 engines and stuck them together. They basically cut them in half and put them together. There was an episode. I can't remember the YouTube channel's name, but it was Offset, and it sounded like an F1 car. It was pretty wild. It was like a 5-cylinder on each side, but it was like the head, this side of the engine set here, and then this one set like this. So they were offset like that much. The engine was long. It was pretty neat looking.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
So the 8-plug Ranger in the backyard. Why didn't you build the V8 Ranger that hell yeah. So yeah, the 8-plug Ranger. for intake spark plugs and exhaust spark plugs. That's weird on those engines.
I had a Mustang that had that. A 90.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had the spark plug 2.3 liter. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
hmm
Automotive Addiction says mine is slow from mail workers getting the COVID virus. Now they're testing all the mail workers apparently in Ontario. Yeah, and I mean I understand. There's protocols and things like that when this stuff happens. And I think that's the major issue with it is with everything that's going on. And I'm sure there's a lot of stuff on back order that they're trying to get out. So he said yes. So Northern said yes. Ontario mail is slow. So have you done any work on your car today? No, Fox?
No, I got some more stuff. The wheel studs came today, and then I ordered a pair of mufflers. They came today, but that's
What kind of
basically
mufflers
it.
you get?
Black Widow, Angry Housewives.
Okay.
Have you
Yeah,
seen?
them are gonna be loud.
I got a what is it? A Flowmaster Outlaw on there right now, so it can't be any louder than
Okay.
that. Yeah,
I don't know. Was it the what do they call them? SLPs?
I
They're
had those.
loud.
I had loudmouth ones on this car before.
No, okay.
Oh, they are the loudmouth one's just a piece of pipe. There's not even any packing in it.
Yeah, it's not even getting to resonate. Or don't they put the little screen or something in it to try to help break it up some? Or is it just a?
It's just
I
a
got
piece
you.
of pipe. That's it. The loudmouth 2 has stuff in it, but not the LM.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are the loudest thing I ever had.
Yeah, I had a. I think my car, the one that I got from Craig, had loudmouths on it, but we took them off because I wasn't going to use them. They're a little much.
Well, my being on a turbo car, it's not as bad. Now on an NA car, it would have been really bad.
Oh yeah. Fort Blue Gauge says SVT built it as a Cobra built. Built four valve V10 with a 6-speed. They said it would be fast to release. Oh yeah,
I think I remember when that came out.
I want to say I've seen something about that, but it's been a long time.
I think it was around the same time that road racer Tommy Kendall Ford did that Focus all-wheel drive with a 5-liter in it. You remember that car? Did you
Yeah,
see
I
that?
remember that. Yeah, that thing was wicked.
Yeah.
David Martin says the Flowmaster Outlaws are short glass backs. Yeah. So we got Is that 17 inches of snow yesterday? Did you say 17 inches of snow, Victor? Good God, man. I'm glad we don't get that kind of crap around here. What we get is rain, though, so it floods. But yeah, so no car stuff going on there. I would say so. So be some shoveling going on there, right? Get the 4-wheelers out anyway. If I put down pipes on my, let's see, if I put down pipes on my hatch, will the exhaust blow back in my car? I have to make changes on the 85 because I'm putting a body kit on it. So you're talking about doing dumps on your car, like dumping them below, before the axle?
I've got mine dumped right now.
Yeah, I mean the only thing with dumps is you get some droning with them. Yes, you're going to get some exhaust fumes in the car unless you're running it down the road, and then it won't be too bad if you're going down the road. But if you're just sitting at a light and your windows are down, it'll come up from under the car and come up and creep up on you a little bit. But I ran dumps on mine for a while, and it sounded pretty good. The only thing I hated about it is like when you pull in a driveway and it was dry, it blowed dust everywhere.
I put dump on this car now, but I put a turn down on it, and I have it at at a 45 pointing out the driver's side. So the exhaust actually hits like a foot away from the tire on the driver's side. So it's not
okay.
Yeah, it quieted it down quite a bit too. I hate dumps though. That's why I'm doing all that.
Yeah. I think when I finally get my car back together, I'll probably end up putting tips on it. Just for that reason.
It's just too loud. me. I don't.
It is.
I
And
like
then when you're cruising down the road, you get that woo in the cab of the car, and it's annoying.
I like to be able to hear the stereo, not the exhaust.
Yeah, automotive addiction. It helps to fight against the fumes if your hatch has a new seal. So LMR sells the seals for the hatches. Mustang Mike had ended up buying two, and didn't know he bought two hatch seals, and so I got one. So I got a brand new hatch seal to put on my car. But one of the things I got to do is kind of adjust the hinges on that. So one of it kind of sits up a little high. It's got a bigger gap on one side than the other. So I've got to figure out how to fix that. I'm not sure if it's in the hinge or if the hatch is warped or what, but I'm hoping it's just in the hinge.
What are you putting in your car for a gas tank next gen?
Well, it's got the factory tank in it now, and that car came with a carburetor. So my thoughts, if I do it, I was told, 87 and up, EFI car would be the way to go because it's got everything. Then somebody was telling me a 98 tank. I think Street Slayers was telling me will work in it too.
I've got an 03 tank in mine, and I used an 03 Cobra tank with a 98 fuel filler neck.
Okay.
But I was going to say, because I saw something earlier today that I didn't even know you could do, and it's on Frank Three Stang's channel. He took his stock Fox tank and bought. There's a kit, must have came from Aeromotive, and it has a ring, and you cut it out with a hole saw and drill it, and you can put the sending unit to like a newer car, and he put the Aeromotive one in where it takes two fuel pumps.
Okay. Yep.
But it looks exactly like my one for an 03 Cobra. So I'm wondering if that jig will work. And all you got to do is get that jig off somebody that had bought that kit or whatever, or just get some way to get the pattern and drill that out. You could put a newer sending unit in it where it'd hold multiple pumps even. And he mounted it on the passenger side. Yeah. I never even seen that before. I didn't even know you could do that.
That's interesting. I might have to check that out.
It's like he's got like three or four videos, and he shows it where he's cutting it out and puts that piece up in, and the sending unit actually bolts into it. And it's not even by his level sensor or nothing. It's on the opposite.
Okay. So now I know in the 06, that I got everything out of. I know the fuel pump is on one side, and then the fuel sending unit was on the other side. It had the saddle tank in it. But I've got all the stuff to separate it if I wanted to go that route. All the wiring that's in there will allow me to do that.
That's what I was wondering, if you could just cut the hole and everything in the tank you have, and then take the sending unit out of that car and bolt it right in.
What's up, C5?
That might be an idea. What's up, Sublime?
What's going on? Just got done eating.
I hear you. I ain't eat yet. Well, I ate a sandwich earlier, but I ain't really been hungry today.
That was my dinner sandwich. Good one though. Roast beef sandwich on an onion roll. You gotta like that.
All right, let's see if I missed any of a comment here. So Street Fox, hey, it's a question on power to weight ratio. Would 2,400 pound car at 600 horsepower be equal to a 4,800 pound car with 1,200 horsepower?
Northern Ford Blue Gauge. What's up, guys?
There's a question for you.
For who?
No Fox.
What car is 2,400 pounds?
Well, he's just saying power to weight ratio. He's trying to figure out a ratio, I guess.
Thinking off my head, I mean, I'd like to see somebody be able to get a Fox body down to 2,400. I don't think that's possible.
I know my car is pretty light. Of course, right now it doesn't have anything in it.
Yeah, 2,400. You'd have to be like all carbon fiber, nothing but a frame.
And a Fox body.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to be completely gutted with all carbon fiber pieces almost to get that low.
my buddy's Notch, it's completely gutted, and it just has sheet metal for floors basically, and it's 2,700 pounds.
27.
It's
What?
all
So
glass.
poor Blue Gay says Street Fox. The math says yes, but I think it's more complicated than that. And that's kind of where we're at with it. A lot of it too is balance. How you balance the car, how you set the car up. I don't remember who it was telling me. You set the engine further back in the engine bay or forward in the engine bay, and that'll change how it reacts depending on what you're doing with it. And they made a kit. I can't remember who sold it, but I don't even think they're in business anymore. Where you could notch it set the firewall back, and then you could set the engine closer to the middle of the car, give it more balance track and stuff like that. I don't even think they're in business anymore, though. That's been a long time ago.
That's a UPRK member has 2 slots in where you can mount the engine back. I have mine mounted back one.
Okay, so they do have different mounts on them too. Okay.
Yeah, but it's just got a forward and a back slot for the engine mounts holes. Yeah.
Vader Gamer says he might get a bike first. It's not wrong with a bicycle. I rode one for a long time.
There's a lot of people down here that have those electric bikes.
Yeah, up here too.
Okay, so automotive addiction. He's in Canada too. He says, so I'm in Canada. I have to order everything. I know how that goes.
Yeah, I would think so. In a 2,400 pound car.
Yeah.
Do you see the Cat No Fox?
Well,
So Street Fox says this is 2,700 now with factory doors, front seats, and hatch, and a toolbox in it. That's pretty damn good.
It's got all the seats in it and everything.
And don't they make fiberglass doors for the Fox bodies?
Yeah, they do. HO Fiber Trends makes them.
Yeah. So you throw some fiberglass doors on that thing, you'll knock another 100, 150 pounds off of it, roughly.
It all depends if you put glass in them or not. Probably, you
Yeah.
put glass in them, regular. But if not, if it's just Lexan windows,
Yeah, Street Fox. He says fiber doors, hatch seats may get me to 2,500. And I ain't gonna say it's not possible. That's for sure. I would think. The truck. The hatch is heavy. But one of the cool things about the hatch cars was with that weight of that hatch sitting on top of the axles, it makes them hook pretty good.
The Silver Race Fox, all Lexan car. De Silva, I've never heard of that. You heard of that, No Fox, or De Silva?
What now?
Automotive Addiction says the guy down the street from him has a De Silva Race Fox, all Lexan and carbon fiber turbo car.
And the Silver Race Fox. Let me look it up so I can find it real quick.
I was just looking to see if you were in here, Mike. I didn't know if you were in here yet or not.
What's going on, Mike?
How's your wife doing, Mike? Canadian car company, he's saying.
Says turbo and everything.
Sylvia is an hour from Northern Mustangs, so he's heard of them.
Yeah, it's got to be. And does it resemble a Celine Mustang by any chance? Any of you guys know? Okay, so here we go. What's up, Mike?
What's going on? Hang on a second. Let me
Yeah, Notch is a lot lighter for sure. The 2014 GT I just bought is a Canada car. Original owner works at Ford dealership. And Sylvia is an hour for me. So I guess it's is it an aftermarket?
Oh, I'm seeing some pictures of it. Some of them are actual pro mods, for crying out loud.
Okay, so it's got to be, yeah.
Like here's one. I don't know if it'll zoom in or not. There you go.
The Sylvia Racing in Canada goes way back to the Fox Body Racing. Very well known.
Guys, I can't stay very long.
How's the missus?
She's all right right now. She had a severe panic attack today, and so her whole body is kind of still jittery, and she's been. I think she's just not getting enough sleep here the past few days, and it's just kind of getting to her with that her blood pressure medicine she has to take. So.
I hope she feels better, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think she'll be all right. She just needs to get a real good night's sleep.
All right.
Join Vader Games. What's up? What's up, Vader?
What's up, Vader?
What's going on?
Man,
Doing good.
it's 3:36 in the morning, Vader, where you're at. What the heck you doing up?
Playing video games.
Yeah.
Am I right? 3:36 in the morning?
Have to go on a live stream.
No, it's 2:39.
2:36. I thought you were 7 hours ahead of us. So it's
Vader,
what's even
where
worse?
Where you at, Vader?
Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah, he's only 6 hours ahead.
I could have swore he said he was 7, same time as Mike in Germany, the guy that bought the Roush.
Man, that's a good ride.
It's 2:30 there. He's only 6 hours ahead.
Oh, gotcha.
All right.
That was a good conversation you guys had going last night, No Fox, between you and Gary and Ford Blue Gauge.
Oh, last night we had a lot of fun. Yeah, it was nice talking with Mr. Mach 1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I went to his Instagram page and everything, and it was funny because he was talking about the rotisserie, and he's got one of his cars on that rotisserie where he's working on it stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
he's got posted up on there. I always thought that was kind of neat. I've been wanting to get me one of those. MGI, what's going on?
How would you hook up a rotisserie to a Fox Body anyway? You just hook it up to that front rear
Look at
bumper.
where the front rear bumpers go. Yep. Bolt it right onto the rotisserie, and then you can flip her upside down.
Yeah, that has to be kind of good because you can flip it upside down.
The company Eastwood actually makes one that you can buy specifically for that. And the thing about them is, you can make them fit different size cars and stuff like that. It's all adjustable. But the one Eastwood's got's actually got a heavy duty electric motor on it. So you get a button and it'll rotate the car for you. So you don't have to sit there with a big handle and trying to rotate it.
I seen someone that had an engine stand that they had a drill hook to, a cordless drill.
Yeah.
They was powering the drill, and the engine was turning upside down for them.
Yeah, and they've got one with a crank handle on it too that does basically the same thing.
OTC makes one, yeah.
Yeah, I like those stands. I know when I had my engine up on that stand, and it being fully dressed, pretty much fully dressed, and I go to flip it over to do something on it. Like when I was putting the oil pan back on, I went to flip it over. It's about to break my back try to turn that sucker upside down.
Them cheap $50 Harbor Freight engine stands, they don't have any bearings or anything. It's just a metal inside of a metal sleeve, and then that's it. And it's horrible. It really is, especially like you said when you get an engine on it. And I tell you what, they don't roll in gravel either.
No, they don't. I tell you one other thing that I'm surprised that the engine didn't fall and hit the floor when I had it on there, because the bottom piece down there kept trying to slide out. On it's got the two back wheels the legs
Yeah.
come out the sides, and then it had the center leg that went toward the front, and then it had the two wheels up front, out the back. But that center leg actually slides into the back piece, and it locks in with a bolt. But that bolt had done come loose, and that center leg was it was just about all the way out. It only like about a half-inch bend all the way out.
Oh yeah.
And I had
That
to
was
hit
even the worst of it. Was that junky engine hoist you had, or the cherry picker? They kept bleeding
Oh
down.
yeah, that thing's been sitting outside. That's the worst thing you do for a cherry picker is leave it sitting out in the weather.
Yeah.
Cylinder go back.
On a dry rot the O-rings and seals on that pump.
Yep.
But yeah, we would jack the engine up and
you can watch it. It would steadily do this. Let's sit over there and pump it back up. And then try to roll it forward. By the time we get to the car, it had been too far down. We're sitting there. I said, man, we ain't never going to get this engine back in the car or out of the car. That's what we're doing, trying to get it out.
It actually worked out for me when I went to put it back in, though, because it
bled down slow enough that you could line it up.
Yeah, it bled down slowly, and then I'd let it down a little bit and get it closed.
Yeah.
And let the weight of the engine pull itself on back down. I do need to get you to help me when I get ready to put the transmission in. I'm gonna have to take the crane on my service truck and hook to the engine and kind of lift it up a little bit. I'm gonna have to get you to help me center it up because it's not sitting square in the mount.
Okay.
A member. It's kind of leaning to the passenger side just a little bit.
So we ran into that issue with that car that I got from Craig when he first got it, and they ended up having to slot the K member out. So you know how it starts off bigger at the top, and then as it goes to the bottom, it gets closer. They ended up having to take a burr bit and kind of slot because it was setting like you were saying. It wasn't no way to fix it other than slotting it out. It was weird. I don't know if it was so they swapped it to the convertible mounts because everybody says the convertible mounts are stronger than the regular mounts.
They set low.
Is that what it is? They set lower? So maybe that's what it was. He had to slot it out just enough to get it to set level because one side was kicked up.
Convertible mounts and energy suspension mounts set the same. But
okay.
If you get Prothane mounts, they set higher. That's the bad. You want to keep away from those ones. But
right.
Yeah. But on my UPR K member, I had on my energy suspension mounts, there's a dimple on the passenger side that locates it. It sets in that hole. You know what I'm talking about? On the bottom
okay.
You got to grind that dimple off because it doesn't line up, and it'll cock the motor sideways like what you're saying.
You talking about the alignment pin or whatever?
You got to
grind. Okay.
Yeah. Mine had one on the driver's side.
Yeah.
My car's dimple was on the driver's side, and the new engine mounts I put on there didn't come with the dimple on it.
Yeah.
It come without the dimple, and then when I put it in there, I had it kind of. I wasn't centered up with the car just perfect. I was to the driver's side just a smidge, and that way when I sat it down, it went into the slot just fine. But when it sat all the way down, it actually was sitting a little crooked. I didn't realize it until I done unhooked everything from
okay.
We just gotta pick it up and let it center itself back up.
What's up, Matt?
We got Braillesports in here. What's going on, buddy? And then so see. Okay, yeah, Victor, I did see that one. Seen the video of the guy converting a convertible. I think it was converting it to a notchback, wasn't he? Was it converting?
I seen a clean new edge today. It was white with the white honeycomb style wheels on it, and this sucker was had a Gen 2 Coyote in it.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, you want to talk about a clean looking car too.
I think it's Ford Blue Gauge on his channel. I noticed a couple days ago. I was watching his videos, and he's got a notch that has an 08 GT500 motor in it. Have you seen that?
I've seen a couple of notches that had Coyote engines in them and stuff on like on Instagram and stuff. but I haven't seen the one with the GT500 engine in it. I bet that's pretty cool.
You'll have to check out his channel. He's got a lot of neat projects.
Hey, No Fox, are you able to see the chat?
You know what? It just started. There's the bar at the bottom, and it says chat, and it just started working all of a sudden. Like now, it says I got 4 chats I haven't seen.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
I'm
no.
on chats right
MJ,
now.
I was saying how much he liked your name.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, you need to check out
Nice.
Ford Blue Gauge. Don't you have? That's you, isn't it? That has the GT500 engine in that notch.
That's what he plans on doing. Yeah, that's one of his next builds.
Yeah,
I just watched that video today.
that would be my build right now.
Oh, I know, dude. That would be that's going to be epic, dude. Freaking that motor and a notchback. Woo!
I just
You know it ain't going to be a stock motor.
I like stuff that nobody's done before.
Yeah, that will definitely be one.
Yeah, you don't go. You know, you're not going to go to any car show or any place and just see that. Not
The
everybody.
only thing that sucks is that he does his stuff to flip and sell, man. God, I hope he does that when it keeps it.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you see
Okay,
the Ford truck he did?
Yeah.
That's,
that's why next in there is doing the 06 and the 82.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
flips.
You know, just to be different, I guess.
Around here, you know, yeah, there's been people that did it, but there's, you know, when you watch their videos on it, it shows one got a regular V8 in it, and you know, or a regular 4-cylinder in it, or something like that. And then that's got the, you know, or the next time you see the video for the car, it's got the 3-valve in it, and everything's already hooked up and running and everything else.
Let me see if it's letting me do this without.
Step by step on how they did things.
All right, hang on. This will be something that'll make you sick, Sublime.
Oh, boy.
Let's see if I can find it here.
What's
All right.
going on?
Craig sent me this today.
Oh, hello. Hey, put that up on
Ooh,
full.
nice
Put
car.
this up on full screen. I gotta see that better.
As long as it ain't mine, it ain't going to make me sick.
Right?
is it wrecked?
Yeah, some of those they actually wreck intentionally. That might be the one. No, that's not the one. I saw another one where the NTSA.
Nice car.
2020 GT 500. All right, and these everybody's. So anyway, but that's not the worst of it. Ready?
Oh, it's going to be the passenger. Oh my God!
Holy cow!
Damn. See, I saw one in an article once where they intentionally wrecked it, but that was to see how good it would perform in a crash.
Yeah.
Really?
That's got all fiberglass. Where's the fender at though? The fender's completely gone.
It shattered.
It's mulch.
It
It's
turned,
fender mulch.
So that's enough to make anybody sad.
Wow.
Like I said, as long as it ain't mine, I'm not sad.
Well, I think what I
Look
see
at
there is I think the parts car for a box body swap or something.
no.
Yeah.
I'd take that drive
Per car.
drive like a.
There you go. Yes, Ford Blue Gauge. That's what I want to hear, brother. Hell
He
yeah.
said it's not for sale.
In all caps too. Beautiful, man.
Take that drivetrain, what, no Fox, and put it in, what'd you say?
like a 66 through 70 fastback.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. There was a show that was on at one time. I can't remember the name of it, but I watched every single episode of this show. And they did. I want to say they did like an old. No, wait. What did they do? They did did a newer Mustang GT, but they took the body off the newer Mustang GT and set like a 65 Mustang on that body. Basically, they did a like an old and new marriage to it. So on the outside, it looked like the the antique car, but on the inside, it had all the interior, the dash, everything of the new car, and it was a sick, clean build.
I saw one of those at a car show.
A guy did that in his garage. He set it up. He put a camera up in the roof of in the ceiling, and this was just a regular guy, and he did a time lapse video, and he did all that in his garage at his house.
What color was it?
I've seen that video. Yeah, I've seen that video.
Was it white or red? I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
The name of the YouTube channel, if you guys want to check it out, the guy that does that, B is for Build, is the name of the channel.
That might have been it. Yeah.
And he ended up having to do two of those. One of them he did got in trouble because he used the name Eleanor, and they come and took his car from him.
That's the
No, the one we're talking about is an older guy, and he went out and bought a brand new car. It was brand new. He took it home and he dismantled it, and when he drove that car out of the garage, it looked like it was the '60s model Mustang.
Yeah, but this one they're doing now is they put a '67 Mustang coupe body on a '26 Mustang GT chassis.
Hold on, I got a question. So this guy built a car, made it look like an Eleanor. Just because he called it Eleanor, they could take his car away from him?
They had a copyright. They had a copyright on the name.
Okay, fine. Well, then just say, hey, okay, I won't call it Eleanor. Get the hell off my property. They can't take his car, can they?
Yes, they can. It's part of the deal. The car looked identical to it, even down to the Go Baby Go button on the inside. It had every single thing to it. And when he called it Eleanor, once he got it done, see, this is the messed up thing, is they waited until he was completely done building the car, and then he got hit with a copyright infringement on it.
Yeah, got sued over
all the videos down on YouTube of the entire build, and then they sued him, and they won because they had a complete copyright on the name and the look for the car. Yeah. That car was built specifically for that movie, and that was part of the deal. Was when they built when the original owner of the car, which was the woman's husband, I believe it was, Mike, or something like that, or a family member.
Yeah, the name
originally built the car for the movie. He named it Eleanor, and he built, like I said, he built it specifically for the movie, down to everything. And that car was a running, driving car. He built it from the ground up specifically for that movie. And he kept the car. He got to keep the car and everything. But they had a copyright on the look of the car, the paint color, the paint color of the car, the wheels, the seat, everything about that car they had copyright on, because everything was a one of a kind look for that particular car when he did it.
Yeah,
the color wasn't wasn't any kind of factory color.
Right. So you see what MGI did?
Yeah,
I wouldn't be in court down. Yeah, it'd be hard to let something like that go. You put that kind of time and effort and
money
to something, you when you go to a build like that, it'd be hard to keep something like that up without a fight. It really would.
That guy did the car all by himself.
Now, see, the part of the lawsuit and everything from that point on, after they won the lawsuit, from that point on, he had a gag order out on him.
Really?
So he could not talk about the car. He could not talk about what happened to the car. He could not explain nothing to anybody about what happened. So,
you're talking about the guy that got sued?
Yes, be it's revealed.
Dude.
So what happened is a friend of his that knew everything about what was going on had his own YouTube channel and put up a video, because he was not under no gag order. And he put up a video and explaining everything that happened, down to about the copyright infringement and everything. And B.S. Revealed had over $100,000 tied up into that deal.
So he was still able to keep the car, though, you said, right?
No, they took the car.
I don't understand, though. How I could see how they have the right to sue him because they have a copyright infringement, but what gives them the right to actually come and take the car if he's the one that paid for the bill?
They had a copyright on the look. He did, when he built that car, he built it down to everything.
So
everything, including the stitching on the seat was the same. That was the same pattern of seat on the stitching. He had the same kind of steering wheel, the same kind of dash, everything about that car, including the paint color. Now the paint color was off a little bit, so they couldn't hit him with that. But
Yeah.
the paint color was off a little bit. But everything else was part of it, and part of the lawsuit is they wanted the car.
Yeah, they won the lawsuit, so they ended up with the car. And
Yeah.
you know, back in what was it? Back in what, 04 to like 08, back then when everybody was getting their cars painted like cereal, like, you know, you had the Cheerios card and the Mountain Dew car and all that stuff running around.
Right.
Remember those running around here?
Yeah,
All that
there's
stuff?
the car right around here. It's Reese's and
Yeah,
there's one that-
you had the
Captain
Trick
Crunch.
car, Captain Crunch. Yeah, you remember all those with the big ass, what were they, 24, 26-inch rims on them and stuff running around here?
cars, yeah.
Pepper gray. Look at David Martin busting out the knowledge again. Pepper gray metallic.
Yeah.
Man,
It's
I
crazy
swear to
how-
God.
What's funny about it is how none of those guys got in trouble for any kind of copyright.
They would receive $100,000
Oh,
in medical bills.
The reason why they didn't get hit for copyright is because they didn't make any money off of it. He made
Right.
money off of his videos,
Yeah.
you know, doing that build series because he was monetized. I mean, he only
The
had like,
Flame Hot Cheeto card, David.
Damn right, MJI. Damn right on that.
if they got my $100,000 car, they would receive a $100,000 medical bill. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they'd roll up to come get my car, and all they'd hear is it ripping through the garage door or back side of the garage. Gone.
It would be gone in 60 seconds again, just like
Listen,
The guy that took the car would need to be put on a rotisserie. He needs so much work to get done.
But see,
Yeah,
the
I
only
agree.
thing that was different about the car that he built is he had if I'm not mistaken, I think he had an aluminum chassis underneath it. He had it really light because it's really used aluminum chassis under it, or aluminum frame.
Yeah, David Martin, Eleanor.
He loves building cars out of aluminum, just like that Lamborghini Aventador he did that he put the Texas Speed 427 in it. Turned out pretty good. But I think he spent like $25,000 in carbon fiber just to redo the doors and everything, and to build those vents for that body kit that he got. He spent $10,000 just on the body kit.
That stuff's high, man.
It was the used body kit.
Yeah, no. That
How
stuff's
cool would an Eleanor Grabber Lime look? What do you think about how that would look? Grabber Lime on an Eleanor.
That would look pretty good, but you couldn't do any kind of videos on it, and you couldn't call it Eleanor.
No, that's the thing. If you could do a Mustang that looked just like Eleanor, but you don't even have the inside done to the T, but just a 67 Shelby, you know what I mean? Same body style, Grabber Lime.
Yeah, doing the Grabber Lime, hell yeah, that would look good. Matter of fact, a color just like the car you got sitting behind you on that wall, that color with the white stripes, down to the T of that would look badass up there.
And then if I had that, I would call it what Craig said earlier, the Grinch GT500.
Yeah.
That would be good.
The funny thing is like
Shoot
how
him now, he says.
got sued over that and got that car taken. Where I used to live in Ohio, there was a company in Columbus, and that's what they did for a business. They restored old Mustangs and like Panteras and stuff. And they built Eleanor clones. They had two. I went in there one day with a friend of mine. He was friends with the guy that owned a place. And their cars were like in Mustang Monthly. They were a big deal, this company. They were reproducing Eleanor cars and selling them in Japan. They had two of them that were going to Japan when we went there.
Really?
There's guys in Japan having them reproduce that car and then ship it there. But that was like 15, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Back long before.
Good idea, J.I. That's a good idea. Spell the Eleanor with a 3 at the beginning.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry about that, Vader. Sometimes I don't get the notifications that that somebody's in the backstage there.
Oh, you left Vader sitting in the basement?
But yeah, I don't know what's been going on. Like I said, somebody comes in, goes out, it freezes. I don't know what's going on with it.
Oh, I see. He sent me a private chat. Okay. It came up in my. Huh.
Hello.
I never got chat notifications. Now I'm getting stuff.
So David Martin says there's a company in Farmers Branch, Texas that sold turnkey Eleanors. So that, I mean, and that, I know there's more than just one out there. So that was kind of just crazy. I guess because it had all the fame that it had being on YouTube,
It was because it was
Well,
on
see, that's the thing too.
Bro says his uncle built.
No, Fox, what were you going to say?
It's because it was all over social media. That's why he got singled out.
So let me ask you this. There's obviously other companies out there that are doing Eleanor builds. Is it one of those things where, like, maybe if they pay a fee to whoever has the copyright on it, then they're able to sell? Is that how it works?
Probably.
Yeah. That's where BS Rebuild messed up. Is he didn't do his homework on the name of the car and the build of the car like he really should have. If he'd realized that there was a copyright on the name and everything, he could have reached out and applied for a license, basically what it is, to build a copyright or to build a Eleanor clone.
That explains why they're so damn expensive.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So if he'd gotten an agreement, from the people that had the copyright on it, basically the money that he built or that he paid for the license and everything goes directly to them.
Who are these people that have the copyright on it?
Huh?
Who are these people that have the copyright on it, anyways?
I don't know. I can look it up.
That's what I was supposed to do.
I can look it up and tell you.
It's probably the original guy's wife, right? Because the guy's not alive.
David Martin's going to spew the answer out in a second, I bet you. Mr. Knowledge here.
It's probably the estate of the guy that made the original movie.
Yeah, Brails for Ride said it's a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a woman that owns it.
The guy that made the
Classic
I'll bet.
Classic Recreations produced two models of the Eleanor Mustang, the 535 model and a 750 model. The lady who owns the current copyright to the car, her name is Denise Halicki. She owns, and has filed lawsuits preventing unlicensed Eleanor lookalikes or copies of the 67 Ford Mustang Fastback.
Yeah. And that's his only issue. All he had it done. Now, granted, he had over $100,000 tied up in this car. What, $5 more grand for a license or whatever it costs? I'm assuming it's probably going to be somewhere in that neighborhood. But what's $5,000? Yeah, it may be more, but I mean, still, for one person in his garage to build a car and everything, the license could. I can understand these places that build Eleanor clones, where they're producing, 5 and 10 of them every month or something like that. They're probably going to spend a hell of a lot more.
So the lady that owns the rights, there's a place or a company called Brandon Muscle Cars. That's what they do. Is they build the turnkey muscle cars for Eleanor cars. And this just happened last year. It says they have been granted the license to build official license going in 60 seconds Eleanor Star cars. That's the deal. Is you got to buy into the license. You got to buy a license or something that says you have permission to build the car. So
she probably has a team of people that literally do nothing but go on YouTube and look for people in these builds.
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
That's unbelievable.
It's not fair.
Yeah, David.
So, and the thing about it was, that's not the original Gone in 60 Seconds film either.
Nope.
The original film was in '74 when they first did the Gone in 60 Seconds thing.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the original?
That's not fair.
Yeah, I've seen the original one.
Have you seen the other movie he did? It's called The Junk Man.
Junk Man. No, and I've heard of that, but I haven't watched it. Is it any good?
It had the record. Most cars destroyed in a film.
Really?
Wait, which one did?
Yeah.
Which one had the record?
The Junk Man.
Oh, okay.
It's called The Junk Man.
Wait,
same guy.
Are you sure it wasn't the Blues Brothers? Because they destroyed a lot of cars in that movie.
Yes, they did.
That's funny because when I was a kid, I used to drive into the city with my parents, and all the cars that they wrecked from the Blues Brothers movies were literally sitting underneath viaducts piled up for years and years and years, and they eventually cleaned them up and got them out of there. but for the longest time, you could see all the old police cars and stuff that were wrecked in that movie and just sitting there in a bunch of piles. It's crazy.
Wow.
So
That's a lot.
that name Halicki, Denise Halicki, apparently they did the original movie, and that's why she owns the rights to the
Yeah, that's what I
the
figured.
movie on the tickets. To make
Because
the film, H.B. Halicki used his own personal collection of over 200 cars, toys, and guns, including the Eleanor, the star of his 74 Colt Classic Gone in 60 Seconds.
you know that part where
So,
he hit the pole in that movie? He's driving
What's up?
Yeah.
in the movie. He hits a telephone pole with Eleanor. That wasn't
okay.
supposed,
Oh, yeah.
that wasn't supposed to happen. That was an accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, when he hit the mirror?
When he
I
hits
watched that movie.
hits a pole with the front corner of the car, like a telephone pole,
Yeah.
and rips like the front corner off. Yeah, he did that by mistake. He didn't want
Oh,
to.
wow.
Yeah.
I got a copy of the original movie, and his wife, the lady that owns that, what they're talking about, she like commentates it and tells what goes on there. Yeah.
That's kind of interesting when you find. I like see now. That's the kind of stuff I like. I was always kind of a history buff in school, and I like reading like old stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why you see like on those clone cars, the Eleanor clone cars, it'll say an officially licensed Eleanor clone. So
Right,
that way it's officially licensed. And see, like Diaz revealed, that's where he messed up is by not getting the license on it. If he got a license, he still had his car. He had 14 videos up of that car.
All right. Yeah. So here's what No Fox was saying a second ago. So, okay. So here we go. So the Junkman holds the Guinness World Record for wrecking over 150 cars, trucks, motorcycles, and planes in one movie.
That's cool.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, when I heard about that, me and a buddy of mine, we found that movie and saw that where it had the record. So this was back in the day when Blockbuster Video was still around.
Right. I remember that.
You couldn't just go on the internet and watch whatever movie. You had to rent it. So we went to a video store in our town asking for the junk mail, and nobody had ever heard of it. They were like, "What? Junk mail?" They thought we were saying junk mail.
So look at Ford Blue Gage's last comment. Look at Ford Blue Gage's last comment. According to him, that means I would need to get permission from Mike to do this.
Yeah, if he copyrighted it, you would. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you gotta think of how many copyrights is out there in different things. And the thing about it is look at all the folks who are inventors and stuff like that. And they don't ever copyright something, but they have a great idea, and someone says, "Okay, well, it's not copyrighted." And they make my own version of it, and then they copyright it and put it out there. So,
There's a lot of songs that are copyrighted.
You saying a lot of songs, Vader?
Yeah, a lot of songs are copyrighted.
yeah.
Oh yeah, of course they have to be. Otherwise, everybody would be knocking them off.
Or
I
could
didn't
be
know
just
they were
like
called monkeys either.
like Nikolai Tesla.
Matt, what was you saying about what Ford Blue Gates was saying?
You're after my chips. That's what you're after.
Look at Ford Blue Gage's comment when he was talking to Vader.
I see
See
where
that?
it's on Vader, but I don't see the comment you're talking about.
It says not. He says it's more than just not fair. Not fair both directions. You have to have permission to copy someone else's stuff. And I said, if that was the case, then I would need permission from you to do this.
Oh,
If Mike had a copyright.
Yeah. If you copyrighted the Mustang Mike Lean.
Oh my God!
Oh, where'd he go? I hope he didn't leave because of me. That would have been bad.
Aww.
Mike, where'd you go?
After Mike's messed up.
Who's Mike?
Aw.
Mine?
Sounds like.
What is it?
My mic's messed up?
No,
All right,
next
give me
gen.
1 second.
Oh. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Am I sounding okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come in over.
Just
Yeah, you're all good. It's next gen.
MGI. You can't come after the car. You can only come after me. I just copyrighted the lean. Nothing about the car.
Mustang
Jesus,
Mike
God.
just hit the back button.
Oh, probably. But I think he was on a laptop, though. I'm going to go ahead. All right, Mike, man, you have a good night. Just want to make sure you weren't ducking out because I made you mad. I didn't want to.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Yep.
Is that because Mike took off and froze up again?
It may have been what happened when he jumped out or something happened.
That's weird how it only does that to you. That's really weird. Yeah, Mike, you have a good night too, man. Hey, I hope the missus does
Good
better.
night, Mike.
Give her our best.
Will you hush? Man, yeah.
Gotham garage. I would love to have a garage that I could pull in, and it was like the back garage where you pull in, and then the thing spins it around and gets it ready to drive back out.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucks is that you'd only be able to park one car in the garage because it would take up the entire circumference of the garage.
That, call it a roundabout or something like that, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, that would be cool.
Turntable, that's it.
Miller Lite, my favorite beer, so I'm confiscating that. David.
That's funny.
But you don't work for Miller Lite, David. That's the problem.
So hang on, let me go get my uniform.
Yeah. Hold my beer. Let me get my Miller Lite shirt.
There you go.
Now I work for him.
Dang dog's always trying to get my food. Go away.
What's for dinner tonight, Next Gen?
I just had a sandwich earlier. That was it.
Oh, that's right.
Ham and cheese.
Was it a sandwich from a place or a home sandwich?
That's the one we had here.
Oh, gotcha.
We had homemade tacos the other night. It was really good. I hadn't had homemade tacos in a minute.
Tacos.
I like some tacos. We got a Mexican restaurant down from the house called Las Trojas. And I can't go in that place because I always end up with a margarita or two before I get out of there.
Yeah, MGI. It's good you asked that question. I was going to ask David that question myself. I was curious if he's going to make it up there for that. I hope so.
So, yeah, I'll end up going in and ordering food, and then I'll be drunk before I get back out to the car and have to have the wife drive me home.
I'm drinking and advertising them. You definitely do a lot of advertising for him, David. I'll say that.
Hey, Next Gen, how much longer do you get to take your car to the new garage? Have you figured any of that out?
So we got the ground cleared out for it. We've got it measured out. So we're hoping it works out where if it works out, the end of this month we're going to break ground on it. Hopefully. The way everything is right now with the virus and 4 to 6 weeks out. So, hoping by the end of the month. Let's go ahead and get the concrete pad poured and all that stuff, and then if we can get jumped on it, that'd be nice because I'm ready to get the shop going, guys. I am.
For Blue, those parts that you were looking for that you mentioned earlier, those didn't sound like easy parts to find. That's for sure. I think. Yeah, I'm hoping David Martin can make it up there too, MJI.
Maybe he can. He's in. What is he? Is he in Florida? Where's he at?
So he's in Texas. He said he put in a request to get off of work, so it's just a question of whether or not they let him.
Okay.
What was Ford Blue trying to find?
He was looking for I think a timing chain and valve cover or something set up for an 07 to 14 GT500. What else was he looking for?
07 or what?
07 to 14 GT500 valve cover, I believe, or not valve cover, timing chain cover, I believe. Ford Blue, put up the list again for the stuff you were looking for.
Oh, yeah, let me see if I can find it. Hang on a second.
Is that stuff going to be like GT500 only?
Yeah,
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so. Probably because that was the 07 to 14. I don't know if they didn't use the same motors though, because like the 14 had the 5.8. The earlier generations had the 5.4. Am I right?
I think so.
But who knows? Right. Maybe they share the same timing chain cover. It's possible, I suppose. That I don't know.
Yeah, the 5.4 was an 07 for us.
Yeah, I think they didn't switch to the 5.8 until the 13-14 GT500. I want to say the 11s and 12s still had the 5.4s, but I'm not sure on that. No, Fox, you might know more about that than I do.
I don't know enough about the newer ones. Pushrod stuff, not that old, not the newer stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
But luckily,
7 to 12, okay.
7 to 12.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I followed this. It's hard to get if they're available.
No, was the 05 to 2010 GT cars all had the 3-valve 4.6, and then when it went to late 2010 to 2011 is when they started doing the Coyote.
Yeah. It needs a timing cover. I was right. Okay. So that's the funny thing is somebody out there is sitting with one of those, probably in their basement, saying, "Boy, I wish I could sell this to somebody." And it's like, you know what I mean? That's how it always is. Somebody's got it, doesn't know somebody wants it, and then the other person that wants it doesn't know the person that somebody's got it. That's what sucks. Yeah, Ford Blue Gage, give him the link next gen. Wants to come on this panel.
All right, let me see. There you go, Ford Blue.
What's your dog's name again, next gen?
Shelby.
Shelby?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I should remember that. I should know that.
Or
That's a cute dog, yeah.
We call him land shark or shark bait.
Shark bait. Lamb chop. Yeah. My wife said call him lamb chop.
Lamb chop.
Yeah.
Shark bait. Hoo-ha-ha.
What's up, Ford Blue?
What's going on?
Hello,
Not
Ford.
much.
Hello, Blue Gauge.
Hello. Not much. The
Take care,
5.4
bro.
and the 5.8 are the same externally, so the timing covers interchange. So
Yeah,
do the
that's why
valve
I wasn't
covers.
sure. That's what I thought. Okay.
So, like I said, the 08 GT500 was wrecked and burnt, so it lost the valve cover and the timing cover. So I need valve covers and timing covers for it, but I have valve covers off of a regular 5.4. Actually, they came off of a Cobra motor, but they went right on. But I need a timing cover. I can buy a new one for $400. I've got other stuff that I can trade if anybody wants to. If anybody's got one laying around, they can come off of. So if you guys run across or hear of a timing cover for even if it's cracked, I can weld it.
Gotcha.
07 to 14 GT500, and I need long tubes. I want used ones because the 7 to 14 GT500 body is different, the chassis. So I don't want to buy a $1,000 set of headers to cut up to fit my Fox. So I'd rather buy or trade for a used set because I'm gonna cut and modify them anyway. So If anybody runs across the set of used long tube headers for a GT500 or a timing cover, I'd appreciate it if somebody would let me know.
The
And if
headers,
anybody,
I would think would be a fairly easy find because I'm sure there's plenty of people that have modded those cars that went through alternative headers.
Where'd
You know
Bill
what I
find?
I think you might just wanted to get up to get something.
Oh,
He's-
okay.
yeah. But the timing cover, that's the one I think is going to be tough because not too many people upgrade a timing cover, I would think, on those cars. But I'm strictly guessing.
well, I know for the Innovative West harmonic balancer, you have to severely modify the timing cover or replace it with an aftermarket high performance cover.
Oh,
So it
gotcha.
depends. So it completely depends on what you're doing. I found one on eBay a while back, and I got on there right at the end of the auction, and I hit the bid, and then the auction was already over. Right, I missed it. So I haven't
What I
gotten
would
lucky
maybe
to find a timing cover yet.
Okay.
What I would
That's
maybe
cool.
suggest, go ahead,
No, I
next
was just telling David, I did not know that. That's a good bit of information because that was one of the things on my list was getting a little higher volume oil pump. So the GT500 will pump 53 then.
But
Okay.
yeah, Core Blue, what I was going to maybe suggest is maybe go on YouTube and look up guys that have that generation GT500 that are modded, and then hit them up in the chat and be like, hey, do you by chance still have that timing cover for that car? Or do you still by chance have the original headers for that car? You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I have the original
Yeah.
exhaust manifolds, and they do fit my car. But of course, I'm a long tube guy. I stick long tube headers on everything. So
Gotcha.
I want long tubes because they make better power and sound. So, but so yeah, if I don't get, I mean, I'll buy one eventually once I get back on that car. To actually start assembling that car to where I can drive it, I need the timing cover, I need a converter, I need long tube headers, and I need a Terminator X. So, but that's all I need. I mean, it's the motor and tranny sitting in the car already.
Right.
I need seals for the T-tops too. I know you guys seen the video. There's no T-tops in it. There will be.
What? I don't know if you want to put that much power onto a T-top car. Isn't it going to twist that frame?
Not if it's got subframe connectors.
Not when I put frame.
Yeah.
I'm putting subframe connectors in it, and I'm also going to put a 6-point roll bar in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll make all the difference in the world. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Yeah. So it's this will be my third mod motor swap. So when I sold my last one, I immediately started gathering for this car. And so I have just been gathering, and I had a 5.4 in it, just a regular 32 valve 5.4 out of a Navigator in it. But then because I work at the salvage yard for the last 3.5 years, I got a killer deal on a motor, and I couldn't pass it up, and so I got it. And then everybody, including my boss, is like, dude, that motor's burnt. Why are you going to do it? I said, the heads, the block, the pan, everything on it it's not burnt, just the valve covers and timing cover. The blower is, I pulled the motor completely down. The bearings are beautiful. The valve springs have the orange and blue paint on them. The seals are still soft. The valve covers the valve cover gaskets were still soft even. It was just the valve cover was melted, and it just kind of melted down over the cams. Didn't even hurt the cams at all. They're still beautiful. I pulled the blower off, and the seal on the bottom of the blower down to the intake manifold was beautiful and soft like new. That motor's only got 30,000 miles on there, 35,000 miles on it. And it's beautiful inside. Looks new.
Which motor are you talking about?
The GT500 motor.
Wait, and where did you say you got that from?
Out of the salvage for $2,500, shipped to my door.
Wait, what year is the GT500 motor?
08.
2008 with 35,000 miles.
Okay. At first, I was thinking like motor out of this car motor. I'm
No,
like,
no, no,
wait a
no,
second,
no.
$2,500.
No.
I'll take 5.
Yeah, well, yeah. So at the same time, this one came available. I also had the option to get what was it, a 15 Coyote and 6-speed motor and tranny for $1,000 out of a wrecked car. But all my experience is in mod motors. It's all 4-valve stuff that I know.
You should
No
have got,
Fox. What were you gonna say, No Fox?
you should have got that motor.
What,
Oh.
the Coyote?
Yeah.
Well, so all right, so that's where it got complicated because I bought the GT500 motor, and at the same time, a 16 F-150 EcoBoost came in that was wrecked, and I got the whole truck for $1,000. So I took everything from tail lights to headlights to dash, motor, tranny. I took the entire fuel system, all the brake lines. I took brake booster, dash, seat belts, everything out of that 16 F-150 for my 61 F-150. So I got these two instead of the Coyote.
Oh, I got you.
I would have just got the Coyote to flip. You could have like tripled your money.
Well,
This is
So-
my daughter.
hello, daughter. So when my boss, when he offers you something,
What do you
Yeah.
say?
you have what? Oh, I thought
go ahead.
Sublime was saying something. Okay, so when my boss offers you something, you have to make a decision right then and there. You can't go to lunch and come back because it's already gone. So
Wow.
it was when he offered the Coyote stuff to me, I was like, man, I'd have to change everything that I know and everything that I have to go Coyote. So I didn't even, it didn't go into my head because I've been 4-valve mod motor for so long. And then after I was like, I don't know, and he's like, never mind, I already got somebody else on it. I was just giving you first dibs. So it was like, it was there and gone all at that same time. And then he said, I do have an EcoBoost F-150 coming in. What do you think about it? I said, I'd like to look at it when it gets here. He says, it's wrecked really bad. So I look at it. It broke, I don't know if you guys know anything about the 6R80s. How the 6R80s, the training mounts on them is the 3 bolts that go, instead of going 2 bolts straight up, 3 bolts go in.
Yeah.
It was wrecked hard enough, it broke those 3 bosses off the 6R80, which I ain't scared. I TIG weld, so I don't give a dang.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, MJI, I don't know if you're still in here, man. You have a good night, MJI.
Yeah,
good
later.
night, MJI. Yeah, so, being a bit working in the salvage yard for the last 3 years, I kind of, and then I owned a machine shop. I built engines for 10 years. So like Bourne, Honan, valve jobs, I actually have personally built almost 3,000 engines myself. So
That's really cool.
the welding, I welded aluminum heads and I remanufactured heads. We welded cast iron, all that stuff. So it's welding up those 3 little bosses on the back of that training ain't gonna be no big deal.
Right.
But so I decided that I wanted the EcoBoost and the GT500 motor just because I thought the GT500 motor, I know my way around the 5.4s, 1, and 2, the GT500 in stock trim makes 150 horse more than a stock Coyote in stock trim, and 150 foot-pounds of torque more because of the blower. So that's why I did that.
The thing about a Coyote, though, I know guys with a Coyote and they put a turbo, make like 1,200 wheel.
Right.
If I get a Coyote, if I could get a Coyote for that much money, I'd bought my car.
Yeah.
I understand. I just they came in all the time. He buys that boss buys between 250 and 300 cars per week. And
Yeah.
half of those cars automatically go through the crusher. Just instantly. They come in, get unloaded off the tow truck, get flipped on their side, cut the catalytic converters, pull the fluids, take the aluminum wheels. They use the forklift to break the transmissions out of them because of aluminum. And then they use the forklift to break the radiators out. And then they stick those in, they stick the car in the crusher. And the other half that they
Wow.
keep, they put in the yard because his yard, he keeps 2,100 vehicles on the lot for parts at all times. So he'll take, say, 150 cars that he came in and he's keeping. He'll put them in the lot, and he'll take 150 cars out of the lot every week and crush them out.
What is he?
So
What do they sell a Coyote for? Like a Coyote that came out of a Mustang?
it depends. So let's say it's a wrecked car and the valve. All right, so that's where it gets complicated because he sells them as running engines, and he only sells it as a running engine if he fires it up and it sounds good. If he can't, let's say that it smashed the computer in the crash.
Yeah.
If it smashed the computer in the crash, then he can't start it and he sells it as a core. It's sold as a core, so it might sell for $350. But the car have 30,000 miles on it, but he can't start it because the computer and the wiring's crashed. So it will actually get crushed if nobody buys it within the month that it sits there.
Wow. That's a
Yes.
shame.
I'd buy every
Yeah.
Coyote.
Right.
Yeah, that's a shame.
If one comes in and it's crashed, and let's say it breaks the valve cover and the intake manifold, but the block's still good, it could have 16,000 miles on it. He's going to say broken intake manifold, can't start, sell as core, $400. And the way he does that is, okay, he checked the dipstick tube, he checked the antifreeze, it's holding the antifreeze, and the oil looks good, and it was full of oil. But the valve cover and the intake was smashed, so you can't start it. So he just sells it as a core.
Where's this place at? What state are you in?
I'm in Wichita, Kansas, and he does ship motors. He ships about between 10 and 15 motors a day nationwide, and it's Sandlian, iron, and metal. Huh?
So I'm gonna need that phone number.
Yeah. I want to know I want to know the info on that place because when I'm
Okay.
when I get one, I'll find out if they got a Coyote motor and you can buy that thing for like what you're saying. I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
Hey, Brailsford, aren't taillights for like those?
Good.
I was just going to ask. Brailsford said he's looking at taillights for a 1314. Aren't those fairly cheap?
Hell no, they're like $600 a piece.
Really? Wow.
There's like a free marketplace down here right now. I just saw them today.
Saw what?
The taillights for like 13.
Oh, there you go, Brailsford. Where did you see it, NoFX?
There's a couple guys down here around Tampa selling sets of them on Facebook Marketplace.
There you go, Brailsford. Facebook Marketplace.
One guy's selling a set of those ones that I can't stand that look like Nissan Skyline knockoff. You know the ones I'm talking about?
Yep.
Right.
And then another dude's selling a set of stock tails. I know there's at least 2 sets on there right now.
Here's a set of OEM 14 Ford Mustang GT taillights. And just the driver's side alone is like $350.
Yeah. Do you guys use car parts?
Passenger side.
That was
car
yeah, that's their
parts?
channel.
Oh no, I've never seen that.
Car dash. When you type it into Google, you put car-part.com.
Yep.
That's one of the cheapest places that you can find parts.
See if you can find me a Blue Gate. See if you can find me a transmission for a 07 Pontiac Vibe.
You might want to get your pen and paper for it, Blue. We got a list going for you.
Right. It's a C51.
Hang on,
we need a 13 Mustang taillight. What'd you need next gen?
It's a Pontiac 07 Pontiac Vibe C59 manual transmission.
I mean, no
Hold
fox
on.
wants any coyotes that come your way.
Right?
Hold on.
I want a Coyote $300.
There you go.
I want one that hasn't been started.
Okay, so to get a Coyote for $300, it'll have a broken intake or broken valve covers, or he couldn't start it because of the wiring, but he sells it with no day that it runs.
Yeah.
It may or may not. So that's a chance you take. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Right.
there's
Because
guys
he's selling it as a core.
There's
Right.
guys intakes on marketplace like every. An intake
The
would be
thing about it is the heads on that car. They're $1,000 worth of heads sitting there. If the heads are good.
you can't buy a Coyote for 25.
Yeah,
less
but
than-
he doesn't.
Go ahead.
So he don't sell parts like that. He don't give a shit about them. He don't give a shit about the cars at all. Language, I forgot. We're not. But he doesn't care about cars. All he cares about is the bottom dollar. So if, let's say, for example, he buys parts for $2,000, once he makes his $2,000 back, he'll crush that whole row. He don't care. So
That's crazy.
it don't make a damn. So
Yeah.
That's
all right,
crazy.
what year's up Pontiac Vibe?
It's a 2007 Pontiac Vibe. Got the manual transmission.
What
And,
engine?
The,
What engine's in it?
Is it a 1.8? So
Yeah,
it's the 1ZZ Toyota motor.
Made send those. Yeah.
It's the same thing as the
1.8?
Toyota Matrix. Yep.
Yeah.
And you can get it out of the Toyota Matrix, the Toyota Corolla, and there's another one.
Oh yeah,
that
he's got the computer interchange, so I can just tell him what you need, and he'll say, "Oh yeah, this and this and this." So
That'd be great.
the manual
That's what we're finding
transmission,
around the first time. Yeah.
and
It's the
then
5
he needs what tail light does Bro? I can't see the chat in the bottom. So what tail light does Brailsford need?
13, 14.
No, it's a 2011 to 13, I think. Passenger
11 to
side
13?
taillight. I think it's 11 to 13, he said. Passenger side.
13,
Confirm that, Brailsford, if that's right.
the girlfriend side, right?
Yeah.
The girlfriend side tail light.
Yes.
13 to 14 is what he has.
Right hand. What year is his car?
13 to 14,
His
the white
car is
side,
a
he
what?
said. Yeah.
The wife side.
Yeah. I've never heard that. The wife's side.
Passenger
So yeah,
side.
13 to 14 passenger side taillight is what he's looking for.
Okay.
Nice.
I could. It's 9:30. It's too late to call him and ask him now. So,
We'll see.
what else? Is that it?
Yeah, and then, like I said, any coyotes that No Fox can get his hands on.
So the only reason I want the Pontiac going is I need something that's better on gas in my truck.
So whose chat's next?
Today's
I'm not sure. There probably won't be anybody coming on tonight after I get off. I don't guess.
No.
No, because if I check this stuff tomorrow, I'm saying who is going to be on tomorrow night?
Speed Addict. Speed Addict 731.
Yeah.
Are you guys all going to be on there?
Yeah.
Usually, yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I find out about this stuff tomorrow, I can tell you guys tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
So
Probably.
right on.
If you go back into the chat, Ford Blue, and look at Brailsford's rides, he's on Instagram, and that's the same name on Instagram. You could probably DM him there too. Same thing with Next Gen. He's on Instagram.
I don't have social media.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I was like that for a while too. I get you. I get it.
I have YouTube.
I get you.
I don't know. The wife and I are still both pretty firm on no social media.
Yeah.
Right.
I just started playing around with Instagram and Facebook, all that within the last 3 years, probably.
A buddy of mine, he was like that, like wore off Facebook. He was like, "Oh, I'll never have it." Blah blah. It was like a year
Yeah,
ago.
I'm just YouTube.
Facebook.
Hey, Next Gen, post
Yeah.
up the link. Brailsford wants to get in here, I think.
Or do you want to go live on your channel or?
Why? You fixing to end?
Yeah, my phone battery's getting a little low, and I don't have my charger in here.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go live as soon as I finish the smoke. Give me about 5 minutes.
Okay, that'll work.
Nice.
That way you guys can get on there and hang out because I have to get up and go to work tomorrow anyway. So,
All right.
Okay.
but
You have a good
Yeah,
night,
so no
Next
thoughts.
Gen.
If you want to switch over, I'll start up a chat in about 5 minutes. And Brailsford, if you want to hop over there, we'll put up a link for you.
I'll slide
There you
over
go.
in minutes.
Okay,
Night,
All right, guys.
night, everybody.
thanks
You
for
two,
coming.
we'll see you in a few
Night.
minutes. Yeah,
All right.
4 Blue, you going to get up on there too in my chat that I start up?
Yeah, I will.
All right, I'll be up there now.
Cool.
No,
All
it
right,
ain't even
bye.
like that. Barrels for us. I get.
What do you say? Next Gen said Brailsford, screw off.
Like I said, it ain't like that.
See ya.
He's like,
Right.